and welcome back to my channel, Emma Jane's Garden. Today I am in my greenhouse at home and I need to get on with some more seeds. I haven't had much in this year so far. This time last year I had a lot more seeds in already, but actually they spent so much time in the greenhouse that I ran out of space completely. So what I'm doing is I'm going to sow a little bit later and hope that I can, once things are ready to go out, they can go out quicker rather than waiting around in the greenhouse for so long. So that's what my plan is this year. I've also got quite a lot of other bits and pieces I need to do today. So I'm at home. So for those of you that don't know and haven't followed my channel for long, I've got two different growing areas. So I've got my allotment plots, which I've got which are down the road from where I live, and I've got 5 plots over there, one of which has got a very small polytunnel one, and that's where I do most of my growing for my annuals and bits and pieces like that. And then I've got a plot at home which is on quite a steep slope, which I started last year, which is my cut flower patch, which is my home cut flower patch, which I have a lot of my dahlias and things on because I've got a bit of a microclimate here. We don't really get much of a frost, and some of my dahlias were still green in December last year, so that goes to show that I get a much better season for things. So that's what I've got here. What we'll do is we'll go out and I'll show you those in a minute, but this is my greenhouse. So I've got a few bits and pieces growing at the moment, not a huge amount. I've just put some more stocks in. What else have I put in? Oh, the rest of my ranunculus. I did a video way back, probably would have been October, November time, where I put a lot of my ranunculus in, and then I had a bit of a problem with them. Some of them rotted off, and I don't really know why. So I've got a few in this up here. I don't know if you can see through here, but these were the ones that all rotted off. I don't really know what happened to them. So luckily I split the bag of the ranunculus that I got, and I was always going to do a second sowing anyway, because last year they all came up at the same time, so within like 2 weeks they were gone. So I wanted to do a succession. So luckily I had half a bag, so I've just planted those. And then I got a lot of plants from J Parker's as plug plants. So these are my I think they're my GM Mai Tais. And then what are these ones? Solidago. A few other bits and pieces in here. But so that's what I'm doing today. But actually what I'm going to do is I've got an archway that I need to put up down in the bottom garden. I need to put that up. Let me show you where I'm going to be putting the archway. So this is my cutting flower garden. So I have the cutting patches are on this side. So this one is full of perennial type flowers. That one there is the dahlias, and the one that's covered up is going to be annuals. And then on the opposite side over here, this is actually like a mixed border, and I just want it to look kind of natural, like a border really, but everything in there is available for me to cut as well. So at the moment I've got this gorgeous camellia which is just looking absolutely amazing, and I've been using that in arrangements. Let's have a look. She could do a bit of a shake actually, because some of these older ones just need to if you give it a good old shake, they normally just come off. Like that. So and then you're left with the nicer looking ones, and as you can see behind each flower there's another load of, look at this, I mean I've never seen it like this before. Look how many there is on there, and they're also rammed in, but it's absolutely beautiful. But it's been so amazing this year. And then underneath I've got it planted with well, it's all going over a little bit now, but I had Tate, I've got Scari, primroses, I had snowdrops, but they've gone, and I've got a few crocuses in there as well, so it's all quite spring-like. And then now is coming my forget-me-nots, and I let these self-seed wherever they like, and all I'll do is I'll just, the ones where I don't want them, I'll just pull them out, and then they'll self-seed again next year anyway. So and yeah, but there's bits and pieces coming up. I've got quite a lot of Sweet Williams coming up along this bed as well now. So that's the bed that I'm going to be doing for annuals this year. These are my dahlias. You can see the little red tags. Those are all my dahlias, and this is the first year that I've left them in the ground. But I thought I'm so protected down here anyway, then I think they're going to be fine, and it's not waterlogged or anything. And then this is a perennial bed. It's got achillea at the front. This bit is achilleas, and then I've got delphiniums, and then a mint bed at the back. Just this one little bit at the front's got alliums in, and you can just see they've just started poking up. These looks like grass, but these are my alliums just coming up here. And there's a big mess in front of my greenhouse, but that's my greenhouse. And as you can see, I haven't got a huge greenhouse. It's actually quite small, but that's what I'm growing on. I was going to show you my gunnera is just started to grow again, so I need to give it a bit of a tidy up. But you can see, look at their leaves already. They're already massive. So this thing takes up this entire area. So I wanted to put a bed here where this is the bed here. This is meant to go here, but it gets shaded out by the gunnera. And I was going to dig him out, but it's so massive. I think I'm just going to leave it. And this is my children's climbing tree. And then down here, all along this side, I've got hydrangeas down the side there. So I've got all my hydrangeas, and most of those I've grown from cuttings. And then if we go down here, I'll show you what I'm doing. So over here, I just need to finish this archway. I've got the other side of it to go, and then I've got a couple of things to go over the top, and I've got lovely clematis that comes up over there. That is compost corner. So I've got my own homegrown compost over there. And then where this post is here and here, I've got an archway which is going over here, and I've got a couple of really nice roses. So I've got one planted already, which is this one here. So I've got this really nice rose planted here, and then I've got another one to go the other side, and I want to make this big archway that's going to have a gate which goes down through to my chickens who are down there. Unfortunately, they're underneath the cover at the moment due to bird flu regulations. They're not allowed to be out, and wild birds, you can't have it so that wild birds could peep into where they're living, which is why they're covered up like that. But they live down there, but normally they're out and about in this bit. And then the second thing I want to do today is this whole area where the chickens come out in the summer. I want to turn into an orchard. So I've got a couple of apple trees that I've just bought. They're only little whips, they're not very big, but I'm going to pop them in here today and get them growing. And yeah, I want to have a really nice beautiful orchard in this bit. I think it would look really nice. Right, let's get to it. Okay, so this isn't as easy as I thought. I thought it would just slot together and be pretty easy, but it is that easy actually. It's just I did it wrong to begin with. So I thought I'd start building the top first because I'm quite short, and it says it's 2.4 meters high. And then I realised you can't build it from the top, you have to build it from one side all the way around, because otherwise you can't slot the pieces together. What a wally. So I've started again. I'll have to undo this bit in a minute, and I'm starting it with the sides. I've got one of these on the allotment which I've had for about 4 years, and it's now being held together with cable ties, but it's still there and it hasn't blown down even in all the winds that we've had here in the UK. So I'm going to carry on doing this, but yeah, I've had to start again. But we will get there. We will get there. Right, mustn't chat. Got to get on. It doesn't help that I can't push them in. I tell you what I'm doing wrong. It's just not working. I feel like giving up. Why is nothing ever easy? Right. Okay, so I've managed to build the arch. It was a nightmare. None of the holes matched, so some of my posts, they should all go straight up and then it goes over, or some of them were facing this way, so the holes were facing the wrong way, so you had to bend it in. And then on the ones that go over the archway like this, one was bending that way and the other one was bending that way, so I've had to bend them all in. So I don't know how good it's going to look when it's up. It's really pretty rubbish. I mean, it only cost me a tenner from Wilko's, but I'm not sure I'd ever buy another one. I think I'd spend a bit more money and get a decent one, because it's just made it really difficult to get together. But let's see what it looks like up. And it might be okay. Let's see. These things were never built to be extraordinary, let's face it. Right, I'm going to carry this down. Once it's up, but let me show you what I mean. Hang on, you're attached to a plant pot. There we go. So it doesn't look so bad once it's up. Maybe it does. Obviously I've got to push it into the ground a bit further than I have, so it won't be quite as tall, but let's have a look. So this is my arch, and as you can see it's not quite level. But it's in. It's quite windy. It's staying up, but I'll show you what I mean about the poles being bent. Can you see? If I go level, oh no, don't fall over. So I'm just going to push it in the ground and see how it goes, and then I'm going to start planting the roses. Well, obviously I've got one planted already, just need to plant the other. The other one is, if I remember rightly, it's an Arthur Bell climber. I can't remember what this one is this side, because up there I've got another one which is called Birthdays or something, which is another climber. So I might put that down here, which is kind of a peachy colour, but I'm not sure. I might go up and have a look, see what I've got up there. Okay, so I've got my roses, and I have got to choose from. It's not called Birthdays at all. It's called Schoolgirl, and it's a really lovely sort of peachy colour. Then I have got the Arthur Bell as well, which is actually from a cutting, so it's not very big at the moment. And then the one that was already here was called, I can't read it, let's have a look, hold on. This one is called Coral Dawn, and that's a climber. So that's the one that I put in last year, which has obviously done quite well there. And then I've got, this is the Schoolgirl, it's that colour, like peach colour. And this is my Arthur Bell, which is actually a cutting that I got from my father-in-law, because he's quite into his roses, and that's a cutting from last year, which again is doing really well. And it has actually flowered last year, so it would have been a cutting from last autumn. So it spent the year in this pot, and it's obviously had one flower. I shouldn't have let it flower really, but this one I only bought the other day, and unfortunately you can see it's been somewhere warm, because it's gone a little bit floppy and its spikes are really, it's just, but I think it'll be fine. It's been out for about 5 days now, and it hasn't had any ill effects. It's just really weak looking, but I think it'll harden up. Now it's just a decision. In fact, I can't make this decision on my own. So this one is yellow, this one is peach, and this one is a beautiful pink colour. So, this one. So Amber, I need your help. I need your help, don't get us wet. No. So this is pink that I've got planted here. Yeah. Do you want to put the peach or the yellow with it?
Peach.
The peach?
Yeah.
I think peach. So it's called Schoolgirl. So it's named after you, yeah? We'll put that one on. Right. Amber's cleaning out the
yeah.
the chickens. Yes, they've started eating their eggs, naughty girls. But one thing they are good at is making poop. So we're going to use this to, when I dig the hole, I'm going to put this, I'm not going to put it in the hole because I want the roots to spread out. So I won't put anything in the hole because I want the roots to spread outwards rather than staying in their little hole. Good tip from Monty Don there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to top dress with the chicken poop. This is well rotted chicken poo, so this is that's in the bucket here. So they are useful for something, even if it's not eggs, because they keep eating them. Right, let's get digging. I'm going to dig on the outside or the inside. I'll dig on the outside of this. I put it on the outside. That one was obviously just kind of right over the top of it, so but that was there where I plonked it last year. Right, let's get digging. So I'm going to dig a hole here, and I need it to be, well, quite deep, so let's go dig it in a bit. Okay. And now we're just going to knock the pot off like that. In there. Keep the tag on it so that we know which one it is. As you see, it's not been in there for that long actually, because the roots are only just starting to come around. So you can see it was obviously a bare root that's been popped into a pot. There's the yeah, there we go. There's the roots. They've been doubled over like to try and get them in the pot. So let's pop them in there.
You said be free in there instead of a jumbo pot.
He does, he needs a, there we go. Pop them in, like that. But this is a great time to be planting roses anyway, because they're just starting to grow. So a lot of roses you'd get this time of year would be bare roots anyway. So yeah, I think it's good for it. And the other point is to make sure that you bury it below the joints. So below these two here, so up to just there, which is obviously where it was in the pot anyway. Just stick that back in. There we go. I'm just going to backfill it. Slam it down very lightly. Just lightly firm it down. You don't want to compact the soil around it. So obviously I'm quite lucky that this is freely available to me, but you could use anything. You get horse manure from shops. You could use homemade compost. Anything you want, just to give them a bit of a top dressing. And I'll do this to the other rows on the other side as well. And then that's those ones done. Not bad. We have some eggs at least. They haven't eaten all of them. Right, I'm just going to water this rose in. Although I think Amber's broken the hose. Oh no. And she's abandoned me whilst I needed uttermost. We'll just do it this way. Yep, the hose is definitely broken. There we go. Oops! You couldn't make this up today. Give it a good water anyway. Let it settle its roots in, and hopefully we'll have some beautiful flowers from this in the summer, and this lovely one over here too. And the Arthur Bell I will find a nice home for. I've got another archway like this on the allotment, so I'm thinking I might take it over there and plant it on that one, which would be lovely because I've got a nice purple clematis, and I like yellow and purple together, so I think that's what I'll do. Hello girls.